Unity Radio.
It's the hangout talk, just kicking around. We discovered a love that had never been found.
Worcester, we got you.
Think chick comedy, think chick comedy, think chick comedy. Serenity Jones, Worcester's main, please just follow me. Think chick comedy, think chick comedy, think chick comedy. Think chick comedy, think chick comedy, think chick comedy. Let's get to the butt of the joke.
Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to Stand-Ups and Standouts with Thick Chick Comedy, Serenity Jones on Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. You can watch us live on Facebook at Unity Radio MA, or you can stream us at WUTY 97.9 FM.org. First off, I just want to shout everyone out that came out to the Tiki Bar, as well as the 3Gs last night. Alex Giampapa absolutely killed. Hilarious. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you. So it is Friday. In the studio with me, I have a special guest. This fella just put out 3 albums this year. He has an album called 1992, a new album that's about to come out called Death the Reaper, and was just featured in Worcester Magazine just last week. Welcome, Jafet.
Thank you, man. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Peace.
Yeah. So, you have so much stuff going on. So I just read a wonderful article about you in the Worcester Magazine. Shout out Victor Infante.
Definitely.
Love that guy. Love what Worcester Magazine does for us. I've been in that magazine as well. So
nice.
That's a great feeling, isn't it?
It's definitely a blessing. You know, anytime you get the opportunity to have light shine on you is
absolutely
it's a beautiful thing.
That's right. So you were working at a nativity school, working with some of the youth. Like, what were you doing there?
So through Nativity School, I got the opportunity through Megan Ross. She's a co-founder of the Worcester Hip Hop Congress.
Mm-hmm.
She's been doing great work all summer, so shout out to you, Megan. So initially, I got the opportunity through her. We did for one of her college courses at Holy Cross. They chose one of our songs for the SCR project, which is also an independent hip hop group that I'm a part of. And they pretty much broke down the song at the end of their semester. And that's how I initially got in tune with Megan. So she ended up interviewing me, and the interview is actually on what's the Hip Hop Congress YouTube page. Okay. So you can go check that out as well. It's a great interview. So that's how I got connected with Megan, and she took a liking to my work and who I am as a person and the message that I push in the community. So she presented the opportunity.
Now you're different. Like, you are spinning a positive note. You were wanting people to like get through their struggles in life.
Right.
Giving some inspiration.
And I mean, it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance. I deal with it. And I wouldn't like to say I'm different, because there's a lot of artists that do push that message in different aspects and different ways.
Well, we don't hear it enough. Not that you're different, but I wish there was more people out there that had a positive influence to, bring the city up.
For sure. And for me, it's balance. Like, I do want to lay down a foundation as an artist of inspiration, just because it's one of the things that isn't prominent on a mainstream level in the music.
No, it isn't.
But it's also about balance. So I can't say that that's the only thing my music's about. Like, I'm not a perfect human being.
None of us are.
So like down the line, you will get some ignorant music, just being true to my flaws.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just so we can maneuver through it.
Yeah. And sometimes we have to learn by some of this stuff. And then I don't know about you, but like, I feel like I've had jokes and they don't necessarily represent who I am today. Like some of my beginning jokes. Right. So I've kind of, tossed them off, or I'll re-edit them and twerk them. Is that something you do as well? Like,
as an artist, it's tough to do that, just because like once the music is out and someone downloads it, like that version of it exists forever.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Even though it's possible to take it down off the streaming service and re-edit it.
Right, but if they have it, they have
it is out there. So like there's a lot of lyrics in the past that I've heard songs where, artists are bashing homosexuals.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Not like you can't do that stuff.
And
today.
it's like, that was an old way of thinking. A lot of people have evolved since that, and then they can't go back because the music's already
and they're
out.
Probably embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's growth. Like,
they
took the time to grow, but it's already out there for the world. So I don't try to focus too much on that aspect. Once the music's actually done and recorded, I don't try to listen to it too much.
It's funny you should say that because in the comedy world, a lot of people are like, oh, be careful what you put on YouTube. You don't want everybody. Because sometimes, like, until you can master a joke, maybe it doesn't hit the right way,
Right.
or there's like a certain etiquette in how you deliver it. So,
Right.
but yeah, and like we don't like our open mic sets filmed, or just because we don't want that bad image or not polished. Like when I send out a video, like I want it polished, good,
Right.
and what to represent me. So yeah, I get what you're saying
For
with
sure.
that.
And I feel like as a comedian, like even though there's a lot of similarities, like I feel like it's not always what you say, but also how you say it. Like the cadence of your delivery.
100%.
Whereas hip hop is like people like analyze the word so much because they got that time and space, where it's like they could understand something even if it isn't translated necessarily the way it should have from the beginning. Whereas you're on stage and it's like on the spot. Like if it doesn't,
Right, if it doesn't hit, they can be looking at you like,
yeah, they're gonna dissect you on some different stuff. You know what I
Right?
mean? So I think as hip hop artists, I got that opportunity to go through years of work where it's like I'm breaking down my music and I'm growing, so I am spreading the right message.
So you grew up in Worcester, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And like what area in Worcester, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I lived in every single area of Worcester. Like I lived in the main South area over 6 years. I lived in the Great Brook Valley area 15 years. I lived in the Plumley area.
So you know what struggle is like.
I mean,
and
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I feel like we're all struggling, but like, like the main South is a little bit of a rougher neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, and it all depends on what you're into and who you're around. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the struggle is real, and not just for people that come from our neighborhoods, but just all over the world.
No, yeah, we don't know what other people are dealing with in their lives.
Yeah,
so
like even people from the suburbs with money go through similar
Yeah,
struggles.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't try to discount anyone's struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. So you had talked about the Hip Hop Congress. Worcester WPI analyzed like your song. They went through it.
It was actually a Holy Cross.
Oh, sorry, Holy
Clark.
Cross.
But it was through Megan Ross. She's a professor out there, and yeah, she's doing great work for the community. So I can't give enough shout outs to her.
No, and they were just recently in the Worcester magazine as well.
Yeah, and they're working with tons of artists, from the newer generation
Right,
to the artists from the past. So it's like it's a beautiful thing.
So you are friends with New Element Christian,
For sure,
because he was in
100%.
here not that long ago. He's such a nice guy. Shout out Christian, New
Shout out,
Element, doing
Peace,
great
brother.
things for the city.
For sure.
But he was really excited and had mentioned this a few weeks ago when he was in here with me.
Yeah, and initially, New was one of the people that started Worcester hip hop for me. Because I've been rapping my whole life since I was like 7 years old. I just never I never wanted to be an artist because I never looked at it as a thing to do. It was just who I was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to develop my skill in a different aspect. I was never chasing the spotlight.
Yeah.
So by the time I was 18, 19, so many people heard me rap. They were like, yo, you gotta
You do have a big following. You do. I feel like you do.
I have no perception of that.
Well, I'm just going to say, I felt like you had a good following because like when I shared your flyer within the different groups, like a lot of people showed you love. A lot of people. A lot of people. And we're going to have to on the break, I'm going to have to check because I think that Megan Ross was one of those people and was, gave props out for doing good things in the city. So I'm going to have to go on break, pull that up and see if it's her. But it's another woman. Like you just had people that supported you. I shared it in the Woo Bumps page, the Woo Celebrities page. And yeah, you got a lot of love. Like people were out there, they couldn't wait to hear you.
And I feel it when I say I don't have perception, just because I don't.
You're humble.
Yeah, and I don't really focus on that. That's not something that drives me, but I do run into people all the time that show love, and it's worth more than gold to me.
So you're not chasing the spotlight,
not necessarily. I think we all want it, but not for the same reasons other people want it. Everybody's in a competition out here. No matter what you're doing,
there's enough for everybody. I say this all the time. There's enough out there for everybody to eat. We can all have our wins.
And there's nothing wrong with competition. You know what I'm saying? I think it's necessary in certain aspects, but for the reasons I'm doing this, it's a spiritual thing. It's not something where people can take or give from me.
Yeah.
Even if nobody heard me or gave me an acknowledgement, I would still be doing it the same rate I'm doing it.
Well, I feel like anytime we put something creative together, that's us giving our soul. You had mentioned prior before we got on air about how you they were going through your song.
Right.
And one of the things I asked you was did they hit on anything maybe you didn't want to disclose or?
Nah, I'm super transparent. And as my catalog keeps expanding, I'm gonna become even more transparent. And that's why I'm laying the foundation that I'm laying. and the way I'm laying it. You know, I want to lay. My first project was the Art of Embracing Damage. That was more of a self-healing project. Like I had to heal myself to even get to the point to create art.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then my 92 project was more of me going back into that foundation of what created my love for hip hop and my connection with my uncle Big S, who produced the whole project.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been one of the people to help me curate the art since a child. So I felt it was important in the beginning of my career to give him his flowers with a project. Now my next project, Death to Rebirth, is produced by Dr. G, a super producer from UK Manchester. This dude is amazing.
Oh, wow.
Like one of the greatest people I ever worked with. Amazing producer. I can even understate.
So what is that album like?
And that project is Death to Rebirth. It's gonna have I don't want to spoil it too much, but the beginning, first half of the project is more of like me being what someone might perceive a rapper to be. You know, someone that's just all about the money, the women, the spotlight.
Right.
So I play into that because I did have those cravings at a certain point.
Yeah.
But I had to catch myself and kill those cravings.
How did you catch yourself? Like what? Like
because I don't.
Were you getting like too fast of a life or something? And you were like,
it was like for me, it was just like once I dropped music, like my first song I dropped, Water, produced by DNA from Chicago, it got played on Shade 45. And that's like the biggest hip hop station in the world. And like people are picky to get on that station, like they really gotta dig what you're doing. If not, you're not gonna get any chance.
What's that feel like for being an artist, like hearing your song on the radio? Which we're gonna listen to a couple. Like you brought a couple songs in for us. Yeah, we are gonna listen.
So
that's got to be amazing.
No, it feels like it's surreal. Like you know what I'm saying. Especially on that platform.
Yeah.
You know, because like I know that these are people that have been in it from the beginning. Like, so it's more like. Yeah, it's surreal. Like it still hasn't even hit me just because like I'm so focused. You know,
the first time I heard myself on the radio, like so my theme song was on. And I'm looking for my phone, thinking my phone's ringing. And then all of a sudden it was me on the radio. And like, I was like, just to hear it, I was like, wow, like this is cool.
So to draw back of how I catch myself was the fact that the first song I've dropped in 10 years got played on the biggest station. And everything I did after that was getting notoriety, attention. And it became like an addiction.
Yeah, it can be.
Not like the people acknowledging it, but like the success of like
wanting people to listen.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep driving it because I want to get better and better. Like I had to like step back and be like, all right, like this is cool. It's not necessarily that I'm going about it the wrong way, but if I want to sustain and be true to myself, I gotta change, you know, the direction of how I feel about my music and what I'm doing it for.
So 3 albums, that makes me think that like all you were doing this pandemic was writing.
I've been doing that my whole life.
Your whole life.
Since I have 6-7 projects that would never see the day of light.
I think like for artists, like just the key to the hustle is to always be writing.
You gotta love it to be able to do what I do.
I mean, you have to love it to like put that much like blood, sweat, and tears in it because it's a big commitment. You said you worked from 5 to 5 last night, and then you were in the studio, like
right after work.
You know, like you're grinding, you're putting in work. Like it's about the work ethic.
And it's not just the love that drives me; it's the fact that this is like my therapy. Like I don't have a lot of personal relationships.
It's probably better that way.
You know what I'm saying? Whether friends or family, you know, I'm real secluded, so the music helps me maneuver and grow. Like because you know what I mean? I do it on my own.
So we're going to check out one of your songs. What's the first song we're going to listen to, Jafet?
The first song we're going to hear is the song that I just spoke about, Water. The one that was played on Shade 45 was produced by my man DNA Beats. And I'm dropping another song by him coming real soon. So yeah, check that out. That's Water.
Check it out. We're going to listen to that right now. Quasi will put the link in the comments so people can follow it as well.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Yo, my flow is a water slide to let your daughter ride. I'm dope, only one quota's a quarter pie. 4 bars or a whole brick. I open shop to control strips, then part the flooded blocks like Moses. Sam poses for the poses and they casket doing poses. Don't ask who composes, it's done through osmosis. You gotta think twice, precise, I didn't slice. Think mics like Glenn Rice's I send heights. Spend nights hustling like running up 10 flights. Grim life struggling, work hard so my damn right. Swat grip the pen tight, fighting till the sun down. Bred to do it, the best to do it in one round. Piece of the legends before me, I know I'm bugging. If it wasn't for your influence, I would be nothing. Don't get it twisted, I studied and know the history. Rose from the bottom, that's how I know what it is to be. Water.
Empty your mind. be formless, shapeless, like water.
Cold-blooded as long as these fools love it. The flow does it. It's rare that I show the public on that golden ambition. DNA will play the horns while I expose it. Terror quick, compose, I never slip. Who you know better than this? Get competitors pissed, though I see no competition. Always did it for the love of the game, not opposition. So the fans stop and listen. I got the full attention like rocking the watch to glisten. The top edition, living hip-hop tradition. Can't stop the mission, I'm spitting a proposition. How to be the greatest, whoever did it with clever lyrics. Bred to do it, the best to do it, forever feel it. Piece of the legends before me, I know I'm bugging. If it wasn't for your influence, I would be nothing. Don't get it twisted, I studied and know the history. Rose from the bottom, that's how I know what it is to be. Water.
Have you put water in?
All right. You are listening to Stand Ups and Standouts with Thick Chick Comedy, Serenity Jones on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. We will be right back with you.
Please just follow me. Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy. Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy. Let's get to the butt of the jokes. I ain't really trying to hang out. Now that I got my own show, I'm really trying to branch out. FM Unity Radio.
Maximize your dessert experience in 2021. At Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream in the Worcester Public Market, you select your own flavors and mix-ins to create endless combinations. The ice cream is flash frozen before your very eyes in a blast of chilled fog. This patented process uses liquid nitrogen to make the smoothest, creamiest ice cream on the planet. It's time to experience ice cream like never before. We also accommodate just about any allergy, including nuts, with our many base selections like vegan, lactose-free, yogurt, keto, and of course our premium and low-fat options. Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream is located at the Worcester Public Market. Learn more about takeout, deliveries, catering, and STEM presentations at subzeroicecream.com.
Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Do you think that you're funny? Do you think that you have what it takes to entertain the crowd? Attention, all comedians. Now is your time to shine. We invite you to bring your best jokes into the comedy arena. Presented by Stand Ups and Standouts of Thick Chick Comedy and the 3G Sports Bar in Worcester. Earn cash prizes and more by competing with other comics. Now's your time to shine. Also earn the chance to be on Stand Ups and Standouts with Thick Chick Comedy, aired on Unity Radio 97.9 FM. Calling all comics. Don't miss to compete in the comedy arena, presented by Stand Ups and Standouts with Thick Chick Comedy and the 3G Sports Bar. Learn more at the 3gsportsbar.com/comedy.
This is Unity Radio 97.9 Worcester.
Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy. Serenity Jones, Worcester's main. Please just follow me. Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy.
Welcome back. You are listening to Stand Up, Stand Outs with Thick Chick Comedy, Serenity Jones on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Yo, we got some people up in here. Like, shout out to Darsha, Christian. We were just talking about you. Your ears must have been ringing. If everyone listening can hit that share button, we appreciate that. Tag myself, Jafet. We love that. Yo, that song was fire. So Water, can you break that down to people? Because I was feeling those.
So initially, the reason I called it Water, because when DNA sent the beat over, it was called Water Slide.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, that's the first line I opened it up with. My flow's like a water slide to let your daughter ride. So it's like, you can break that line down however you want.
Yeah, well,
but
this is FCC.
You know what I mean? But so then I played on the Bruce Lee clip where you be like water. So which means you gotta adjust to any circumstance in life, whether the waves are rough or whether it's smooth sailing. You gotta be like the water. So I produced the whole track like that way. Just made it around the concept of water, just because he named the beat Water Slide.
Plus, like, so Joshua T said there is balance in his music, but I feel like water is like it's like part of the earth, like we need it.
Yeah, and I'm a Pisces, and water is deep. Water could drown you.
It's
if
powerful.
you don't play right. So, you know what I'm saying? I connect with water a lot, just in my regular life.
Nice.
I like to stay clean.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, absolutely. Wow. So tell us the Hip Hop Congress, like what Christian talked about them a little bit when he was in here. They were recently featured in Worcester Magazine, and they're doing a ton of different things. Like, I think the hip hop community, like, it's really going back to old school grassroots where it started.
I definitely see, people being more open to that type of movement. And I think a lot of it has to do with just like the social environment of America. You know what I mean? Like the police brutality and all the sneaky things we've been seeing with the government. And just like, it's, I think people want the truth more than they ever did, because social media has exposed a lot of different ways of life.
I think too, you touched like about like the government and the sneaky things they do. I think that with all the things that we've all just experienced, that they almost want us to be against each other.
It's always been like that. And that's why racism exists.
I see it. So it's the Black Lives Matters. It's George Floyd. It's vaccination, unvaccination, mask, no mask. Is the coronavirus real? Is it not? Like, and like some people are crazy.
Yeah,
like
people just don't respect other people's beliefs. Just
not at all
everyone
anymore.
Just wants to be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like we all create this existence together.
And like being different is okay. Like we can respect other people's decisions and be okay. But like some people I notice, like especially recently, they can't.
Yeah, in my book, as long as you're not harming innocent people, like do whatever you want. Because you gotta deal with the consequences.
Right, karma.
Right, you reap what you sow.
Exactly, like what you put out there will come back.
Full circle.
Yeah, and it's usually worse.
Right, and that's why that's why I believe I'm on this path. And that's why I believe, I get the light I get because I reflect a lot of light.
Yeah. So I feel like you've got like a very kind of earthy, like almost a bit of a hippie vibe.
Yeah, I'm definitely
a little bit. Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like to be at peace. I'm like there's a lot of bickering.
Like my name is Serenity, and it means peace, but like it's kind of a gift and a curse.
I mean, since I was young, a lot of people would meet me and say I'm an old soul.
Yes, that's the vibe I get. Yes,
I never understood it until recently. I'm like, I've been here before.
Really? Wow, that's deep. That's totally deep.
So whether I'm alive or dead, it really doesn't matter because I feel like we live forever,
right? And especially if you're putting out music, like it's always going to be here.
So yeah, I'm at peace with life, even through everything I've been through.
Even though life hasn't always been perfect.
Yeah,
right?
And every day is tough. It's not like it's an ups and downs, and you gotta I think that's part of being an old soul. Is like understanding that it's ups and downs, and not letting it shake you to the point where you lose your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that in today's day and age, with like everything going on, I think it's probably better to be an old soul because I think that you're gonna get through it.
Like my friends will go club, and I'll stay home making beats.
Yeah.
Like or I'll just wait until they come back from the club to party with them at the house. Like I've never been one to be like in super social environments,
Yeah.
Like I go out if I'm gonna go kill a stage. But that's about it.
So I mean, I was trying to get you to come down to the Comedy Arena next week and see if like you would possibly close out the show. That's something you might be. Look at me, I'll put you on the spot. He's like giving me the look. He's like, are you like the offer is out there. We would love to have you if you're interested, if you're comfortable. It's a 10 p.m. show, so it'll be a really late night for you, but we have a good time down there.
I'll definitely give it consideration. There's been a lot of shows I turned down, some paid shows and stuff like that. So for me, doing shows is a spiritual thing. So like, if you see any of the footage of me doing shows, I'm not rapping like other people on that stage.
How many shows have you done? Like, have you performed a lot prior to the pandemic? Or
yeah, I mean, we perform like every 4 or 5 months, like just to stay fresh, just to stay active enough to not, lose the feeling and still improve.
Where was your favorite place that you've performed so far?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been able to really like separate the experiences just because like I'm so lost on that stage that it doesn't even matter how many people were there.
True. Absolutely true. It's the rush, right? Like it just like almost takes you out of yourself.
And I haven't took the time to attack full force when it comes to performance, just because I'm working on my catalog. Like
Mhm.
I want to be able to make the catalog so strong that when I do perform, people know my music.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say, like, where you're writing so much and you're putting so much, although you're not performing, when you go to perform,
yeah, like,
you are going to have this Rolodex of like bang, 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 bang.
So before I dropped all these projects, I had the song called Brown Shoes that I perform like every set. And by like the first time I performed the song, they already knew the lyrics of the hook and stuff. So it's also like, what show are you presenting? How are you connecting with the people? You know, so
that's it. Like, is that as important for the hip hop community as it is for like the comedians? Like, there has been times when I was new, like I would come in and I would misjudge my audience or think that, you know, I knew I had a set, but sometimes you have to gauge the room and get a vibe for them. Otherwise, like some things aren't going to hit.
Right.
So is it the same way for you on that stage?
Yeah, I feel like the artists that are prepared and that have a diverse catalog can do that. Like, you know, like if I present more and offer more than just one type of music, one type of content, then I can adjust it by looking at the crowd and seeing other artists perform.
So in that situation, like you would bring like your memory stick, would you probably move your song orders around if need be? Like,
yeah, you gotta be prepared for it, you know. And that's why I haven't done a lot of shows lately, because I've been so busy writing that I don't want to go do an open mic, just rap on stage. Like, I want to give you a show, like, you know, like the people that laid down the foundation. Like, I got cassettes from Grandmaster Flash Furious 5 where people aren't necessarily even rapping on the beat.
Right.
It's a live show. Like,
did you watch that Get Down?
I watched. I didn't watch too much of the Get Down just because it gave me anxiety. Like, why am I watching someone get down when I'm supposed to be getting down?
Yeah,
I couldn't do
it. You're gonna get there.
I'm talking about, like, I'm already there.
Yeah.
As soon as I shut off that video and I went into that room to get down, and like I'm already there. You know, public perception doesn't create my reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, people say, "Oh, you're gonna make it. Just keep going." It's like, I'm here.
So I know, like, we have some artists, and like I just think that what you said, like, hit home. Say it one more time. You can move you bring your set, and maybe you have to move things around because you pay attention to the audience. Like, I think that is
it's important. Yeah,
so important for every single artist, comedian, musical artist. But I mean, take that. If anybody is in the music industry, take that advice he just said.
Yeah, and not every artist is gonna be able to do that, because
they might not have enough
diverse. You know, like,
yes.
I got songs on trap beats. I got songs on boom, soulful stuff. I got funk. I do it all. So it's like, it's just a matter of time where people acknowledge me for being like overall just a great artist, you know?
Absolutely.
Not just being like known as the hip hop head. Like, that's my foundation, because people don't have that foundation. So it seems like you're a certain thing because it's not like a lot of people my age have it. But like, I can rap on any rap circles, on any beat around anybody. So
too, like, you know, maybe like things will sound similar, or like they don't have the suitcase of like being able to pull different things out. Right. So you could be labeled as one certain thing, but I like you get the funk.
Nah,
like,
you can't put me in the box.
Yeah, no way. Don't put baby in the corner. Now, how can people find your music, Jafet?
On my Bandcamp, Jafet Music 23. That's where I have most of my solo projects. For the people that do want to support, I did make it very exclusive. I feel like, to begin with, my music should be for the people that really want to support. You know, I'm not really too interested in like streaming the music right now, even though eventually it will be on there. So yeah, on my Bandcamp, you could just Google me, Jafet Music. All my links will pop up. All the articles have been written on me, all of my information. So Jafet Music is JAFET MUZIC.
And you have a Facebook page and an Instagram page.
I'm not rocking with Facebook too much, but definitely on Instagram.
That's right, because you're young. That's why.
Yeah, I'm young, right?
Yeah, right? I mean, like, us older people, like, we are comfortable on Facebook because that's what we know how to use. Like, my nephew had to teach me how to use Instagram.
For me, it's more or less like, it's just not, like, it's good to make connections stuff, but I'm in such a place where it's like, I want somebody to run my Facebook for me. I don't want to be that person that have to upload my music, but then I have to go down through everybody's life. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a space where it's like, yo, I really only care about the people that communicate with me on a personal level.
Yeah.
Not that I don't care about people as a whole, but I'm talking about as far as like,
I think you're very, very humble. Especially, I've read articles about you. I think you've gotten shine, and I feel like you're very, very humble. You're not like it. I'm liking the vibe. I'm liking the vibe.
Honestly, it's God's glory. Like, this can be taken from me. Like, I took a long time off from presenting music because I had a crazy accident. Like, I literally broke my jaw. I'm missing like 3 front teeth.
Oh, wow.
I'm missing my jaw. Like, for like years, I couldn't really rap.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, I've always been passionate about it. So like I had to go through a lot to even be here to present
Wow.
music. So it's like
Yeah.
you gotta stay humble when you know like it could all be taken away from you any moment.
Yeah. No, it really can be like you got to appreciate what you have, and you know,
If I didn't drop another song or accomplish another feat, I'm totally at peace with my music and my career.
your music is dope. We are going to take a break. You are listening to Stand Up, Stand Outs with Thick Chick Comedy, Serenity Jones on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Follow me. Thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy. Thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy. Let's get to the butt of the joke. I ain't really trying to hang out.
Unity Radio.
Give it up. Keep on dancing.
Worcester, we've got you.
Give it up. Keep on dancing. Oh, darling.
Hi, this is Armida of Brew Martinez, host of Rising and Thriving with Armida. Join us each and every Wednesday at 5 p.m. as we open our hearts and our minds to receive relationship guidance that you can count on. Only on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Are you a beauty or wellness professional ready to take your business to the next level? Tomoda would like to introduce you to a whole new level of chair and suite rentals. Imagine having your own luxury space perfectly designed to service your clients, setting your own hours, establishing your own pricing, being your own boss in a safe and serene environment for you and your clients. Join us on September 13th from 3 to 6 p.m. for our official ribbon cutting ceremony as we welcome local beauty and wellness professionals to tour the new Tomoda, a community for beauty and wellness. Learn more at tomodaspa.com.
Watch every grand slam, every slap shot, every slam dunk. Everything at 3G Sports Bar. Your winning streak starts here with our 15 big screen TVs and stadium sound. 3G Sports Bar will give you the assist for a good time with cold beers, craft cocktails, and delicious food. And our MVP every day at wings. Get the home team advantage for a good time at 3G Sports Bar, 152 Millbury Street, Worcester. Open daily 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. The game is on at 3G Sports Bar.
Worcester indoor football action is back at the DCU Center. Join Pirate Nation today. Season ticket specials are going on now at masspirateffootball.com. Reserve your Pirate Nation membership. There are season ticket prizes, access to exclusive team specials, locker room access, and more. Check out the Mass Pirates team schedule today and bring the family for football excitement. Worcester, get ready and get into the action. Indoor football is back at the DCU Center. Learn more at masspirateffootball.com.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM, WUTY. Let's talk, Worcester.
Think chick comedy, think chick comedy, think chick comedy. Serenity Jones, Worcester's main, please just follow me. Think chick comedy, think chick comedy, think chick comedy.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Stand Ups and Standouts with Thick Chick Comedy, Serenity Jones on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. So, you know, we were just talking during the break, and you're like, I don't really talk. And I'm like, really? Because you were just gabbing away over here. Like,
Nah,
that.
I only speak when I'm spoken to, you know what I'm
That
saying?
is so funny. Like, hey, we got like, we need to shout out like Tina Healy, Marta Luego. I mean, we're getting a lot of love in these comments.
Nice.
Like, this is great.
Yeah, but shout out to everybody watching. Definitely appreciate it.
Nice. Yeah, we appreciate it as well. Thank you. So you're waiting to perform. I feel like a lot of like hip hop, like they've been the slowest group to come back to the stage. Unless you're on like a bigger scale, but like it's taken a long time because normally they would be hip hop shows all the time, here and there popping up. We just don't see that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, with the pandemic, you know, it definitely slows things down, but there's been a couple shows here and there, you know, so I feel like it'll pick up.
What about, did you see that Jonah Lucas, like all those people, like that is dope, like representing Worcester, shout out to him.
Yeah, major shout out to Jonah.
Yeah, I mean, anybody from our community that is doing it.
It should be proud.
That's right. And
it should be proud.
How dope is it? Like he brought Izzo and Oma on that stage, Abby Kodo, like local people got to perform in front of like that. Like that is just so dope. Like I love what he does to the city.
100%.
I mean, I know sometimes he gets flack, but like listen, I love him. I got love for him.
To be honest, I never met the man a day in my life, but anytime I hear somebody talk bad about him, even from the beginning, I'm like, yo, now I know not to be that too close to you.
Right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I can remember like he was giving away grocery cards to single moms during the holidays. Like
you could just never do enough.
You know
what I'm saying?
I mean, like, what are these people doing that are judging? You know what I mean?
It's great. I've seen so many people judge. It's like, man.
Oh, wow.
Part of the reason sometimes I don't even care to be too social.
You know, it's true.
One day they love you, the next day they hate you.
That's true.
And then they love you again just to hate you again.
But anybody that talks about people, then will talk about you too.
100%. 100%.
Like, yep, that's always, my mom has always told me that growing up. So what else do you have going on? What do we need to let these listeners know about?
Yeah, just staying busy, active, working on videos. The new project with Dr. G, Death to Rebirth. I'm also working on a project with Domingo, which is one of the most prominent hip hop producers in history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's done projects.
How did you link up with him?
Through the good grace of social media. He heard one of my tracks, one of my freestyles, and was like, "Oh, you're super talented." And that just led to like, from now it's been like 2-3 years of conversation. So, yeah, he's been a super mentor, and he's done a lot of great work with the best of the best. All the artists that I respect, those are the ones that he laid the foundation with, like Big Pun, KRS-One, Coogee Rap, Rakim, Eminem. So he worked with the best. So it's like, for me, it's like getting that nod from him, and plus getting the nod for a collab project. It's like, it's a dream come true.
Absolutely. And you just never know when people are going to cross your path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you linked up with him through social media. Like, that is dope. But you never know who's going to come and, maybe have something can help you out, take a liking to you, want to collab. Like,
and the dope part about that is that he saw me before any of this. Before like
before you really like grew into the artist that you are today.
Right, or how I'm perceived. You know what I mean? Like, he just heard one of my freestyles before I even dropped the songs, and he was like, "Yo, we gotta work."
When you do a freestyle, do you write it down? Like, say you do a freestyle and it's dope and people love it. Like, do you have to write it down right away?
So just for all the people, this is like a real conversation in hip hop people have often. Like, for everybody that don't know, this is my interpretation, which I think is right. Not to be like that guy, but a freestyle, it could be off the top, like something you just create on the spot that wasn't written, or it could be just like a free verse that you drop on a random beat. So it could be both of them. For me, like, it could be both of them. But for me, like a real true freestyle is off the top, no written. Just
that's what I kind of think. Almost like a battle, kind of.
It doesn't necessarily need to be a battle. It could be about anything. I could just rap about this conversation right now with you. And
you want to do a little rap right now?
Nah, not right
now.
Okay. I could, but
okay, all right.
We're gonna keep it because then I got the live radio, and I don't want to get too into.
Oh, right.
If it was like that type of platform where I'm free
it
to
could be one of
me,
those things that you say
like,
out that could be out there forever.
Like a Shade 45 with satellite radio, you can curse and stuff. So it's
yeah.
It's a little bit more freeing as an artist. I don't want to trap myself here.
So you had to do clean tracks for us. We're gonna listen to another song. So I've only heard the clean tracks. Do you have swears in your song? Barely, yeah. I feel like you're more marketable when you don't.
It's just not creative. Like, I don't talk curse in every single sentence I say. I don't curse every sentence. So why would I rap like that?
Absolutely.
If I did curse like constantly when I talk, then like it's not an issue. But it's just not how I communicate on a regular. Even though I can have a dirty mouth,
Of course, can't we all?
You know what I'm saying?
Can't we all?
So it's just, and also, like, I want the music to be digestible. I want children to listen to it. I want elderly people to listen to it.
Absolutely.
Like, I was in Boston and Fenway, and I was just rapping acapellas to myself.
Yeah.
And there was like an old lady next to me, 70 years old, and she understood what I was rapping about. She was like, wow.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, all right, you're doing the right thing. Because if she understood you, she don't even know what hip hop is. She probably thought it was a country song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So acapella, you sang it more or less.
Yeah. Like, I sing here and there and stuff too, but it's more or less like just like being able for people to be able to understand the words and the message, and without getting like, you know what I mean, feeling a certain way about it because it's a word or a frequency that they don't really relate to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it just leaves the door open, and if there are songs I curse, I like to have the studio engineer make a clean version of it, so
That's the best way to. I'm telling you, I don't, in my opinion, and I know too, like clean comedy, you get booked more. You can put your stuff out there. You don't have to worry about FCC regulations with being on the radio and so forth. So, yeah, definitely. And I think that goes with what your mission is and how you represent yourself. Like, overcoming like death or rebirth. Like, I feel like, overcoming obstacles in our life. Like, yeah.
And one of the hardest rappers ever was Rakim Allah. And he don't curse in his rhymes. And he's one of the hardest rappers ever. He lived the street life. He did all of that, but he didn't have to rap about it, and he didn't curse in his songs. So it's like, that's a real leader. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people I aspire to be.
Yeah. We need more people like that. We need more people like you that will put out positivity.
But I could just say that just to add on to that, there is a balance, and I will show both sides to it, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we can't always be good. I mean, there's a time where like, old habits are going to creep up or,
Yeah, but I want people to acknowledge that, I am a trying man, and I am trying. And that's all that matters. As long as you're trying, you know what I'm saying, and you don't damage anyone's life, then you good. Like, you good in God's grace.
Absolutely. So we brought another song in. What's the next song? You want to give a little, like, what it's about?
So the next song is Flight. It was produced by Giano. Shout out to him. And that particular song is from my project, The Art of Embracing Damage, which I presented at Nativity School. We did a cookout for the video. I rented out a bouncy house. We got DJ Kid Cash.
Oh, Kid Cash,
paid
Unity Radio.
You know what
he was another one on your page, like that was sharing it. Quasi too, like
a bunch of free food for the community. Pac-Man Ghost, which is ran by my best friend Danny Phantom. He gave out a bunch of free merch for the community. So it was just us, just trying to give back. I wanted to. I shot the video in Great Brook Valley for the most of it, and some in Main South, the two areas where I live. And I see a lot of people I grew up with. Just give them that example.
Can we share that video on the Unity Radio page?
100%.
And we'll get that out so people can check it out.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, super. So this next song coming up, Quasi, can we play that, please? You guys ready for some dope song? This dope song?
Jafet. Born in 1992, raised in GBV. What's the message where I'm from? That's the 508. Like the suburbs and the slums, still I 5 holes wait. This is the story of a legend. Started rapping at 7. Ever since a shorty was stepping revving my engine. The righteous rap on like Othello, despite the devil. I play and settle, spent my life doing inside the ghetto. So ride the way, high praise for brighter days. Live with a purpose, be brave and not afraid. Life on the surface is vague, they plot a play. They lock us up in a cage in a lot of ways. My words are picture like movies based on a true story. Represent the glory of a place that will move for me. South side, west side, east side, we ride. Dedicated to the lovely place I reside. I am. You are. We are. Hey yo, warriors, champions, victorious. It's all of us for the city and hills. Who else really this real? Spit it from the soul, my flow, give me the chills. For big willies and all the biddies and hills. And all the kiddies, y'all know the ditty, let's build. I am. Jafet, no need to CID, I'm BIG. Weather posted by the corner store, VIP. I never change, I'll be the same until I DIE. This is the story of a legend, started rapping at 7. Chose a microphone over back in the Mac 11. Did it for my brethren, accepting the track to heaven. Now I'm God in the flesh and blessings are manifested. So ride the wave, high praise, make power plays. It's gonna pay them for stress what a coward say. They're just projecting regrets in a cloud of haze. They lock us up in the cage in a lot of ways. My words are picture like movies based on a true story. Represent the glory of a place that will move for me. South side, west side, east side, we ride. Dedicated to the lovely place RVs that I am. You are. We are. Hey yo, warriors, champions, victorious. It's all of us for the city of hills. Who else really this real?
Whoa, I love it. We're going to talk about that song. We have to take a quick break. You are listening to Stand Up, Stand Outs with Thick Chick Comedy, Serenity Jones on Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy. Thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy. Let's get to the butt of the joke. I ain't really trying to hang out. Cause now that I got my own show, I'm really trying to branch out.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we've got you.
Hey, business owner, are you drowning in paperwork, working late hours to finish payroll, or struggling to find affordable benefit plans for your employees? Well, look no further. Resource Management Incorporated is a family-owned company focused on providing a variety of solutions for businesses just like yours, including HR guidance and support, payroll services, competitive employee benefit plans, and much, much more. RMI, your business, your people, our priority. Learn more at rmi-solutions.com.
Worcester indoor football action is back at the DCU Center. Join Pirate Nation today. Season ticket specials are going on now at masspirateffootball.com. Reserve your Pirate Nation membership. There are season ticket prizes, access to exclusive team specials, locker room access, and more. Check out the Mass Pirates team schedule today and bring the family for football excitement. Worcester, get ready and get into the action. Indoor football is back at the DCU Center. Learn more at masspirateffootball.com.
Creative Cakes by Colleen is a custom baker. Whether it's birthdays, business, or weddings, any gathering is truly special when their cakes and cupcakes are there. At Creative Cakes Cafe, they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and their own baked goodies. Creative Cakes by Colleen and the Creative Cakes Cafe is located in the Worcester Public Market in Worcester's historic Canal District. Creative Cakes by Colleen, serving items you will not find elsewhere. Learn more at www.ccc-cafe.com.
Watch every grand slam, every slap shot, every slam dunk. Everything at 3G Sports Bar. Your winning streak starts here with our 15 big screen TVs and stadium sound. 3G Sports Bar will give you the assist for a good time with cold beers, craft cocktails, and delicious food. And our MVP every day wings. Get the home team advantage for a good time at 3G Sports Bar, 152 Millbury Street, Worcester. Open daily 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. The game is on at 3G Sports Bar.
Hi, I'm Dave Peterson of the Worcester Bravehearts baseball team, and you're listening to Unity Radio, Worcester's community connection.
Let's talk, Worcester.
Thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy. Serenity Jones, Worcester's main, please just follow me. Thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy. Thick chick comedy, thick chick comedy.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Stand Ups and Stand Outs with Thick Chick Comedy, Serenity Jones on Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Yo, that song was fire. It's got like that old school raw hip hop.
For sure, make you want to Harlem shake.
Oh my God, it really does. It really, truly does. Like a little R&B-ish. You know, I was like that what is it called? The second verse, that beat is actually Jafet.
Yeah, saying my name.
Yeah.
The way Gianno chopped up the sample was in a way where, like, you know, it's funny how it ended up like sounding like it's saying my name. So that's why I played off it like Jafet and like I am, you are.
Yeah.
Victorious.
I missed that. But I like that was probably like my favorite like beat, like because it's like old school. And I was like, oh yeah. And then when you pointed out it was your name, I was like, how did I miss that?
That means you was vibing all the way. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well,
I bet you each time. And you could probably relate to like what you just did with the college kids. each time you listen to a song, like something else probably hits or you catch something.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's one of my favorite things, like growing up and listening to the art and listening to a lot of artists in the underground as well, because the messages are so intricate, like double entendres. Like you might not get it all the way the first, second, third, fifth, even the 10th listen. Like you got to really like dissect it. You know what I mean? And a lot of my music in the near future is gonna be like that. A lot of deeper. It's not gonna be as simple as my new music. There's definitely levels to writing and poetry, and I'm gonna explore every single realm.
Listen, I love that song. And Quasi just told us that we are going to be putting you into, playing your music on Unity Radio a little bit more often on the regular basis. So are you in the mix?
Quasi, man, stand up guy, always show support to the movement. So much love to you, brother.
Yes. So make sure you listen to 97.9 FM in your car because you are going to be able to hear Jafet's music. Let's get it. We are getting it. So how can people let's just let people know one more time like how they can find you.
The best way to find me, you can Google me, JAFET MUZIC. All my platforms, social media platforms under the same name, Twitter, Instagram, the Facebook page. So everything's under the same name. So as long as you Google it, you'll be able to find it.
And make sure you follow him.
For sure.
So when is the next project coming out due to be released?
I'm not sure because I just dropped like 3 projects like months apart from each other. But definitely soon, within the next 2-3 months, I would say.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
How long does it take you to put something out?
I mean, once it's done, I just drop it. I don't like sitting on my music anymore just because it's taking me a long time to even get to this point.
Some people too, like I've worked with a lot of like the hip hops. I did mixers when I first got going, but like some people could bang out a song in a day.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, it's like it just depends like what space I'm in.
I was just gonna ask you, like, does it matter like where you're at, like mentally, emotionally, what's going on in your life?
Like no matter where I'm at, I'm always working. So, but it's more or less like when it's gonna be finished. When does it sound finished? And it's more like it's a spiritual thing for me. So like I can write all day, 24/7. But when it comes to actually recording the songs, it's a spiritual thing. You know, it's an energy thing because you want to give it the right cadence, the right energy. You know, so like. There isn't like, you know, a song might take, I have songs that take me a year. I have songs that take me a day, you know, so there really isn't a space where it's like a creative process for me.
So the song that took you a whole year, was there a reason it took a year?
Yeah, just because like it's a story, you know what I'm still developing and writing in my head. I got a song called Rev Ain't Right, and this song is, I don't want to like blow that portion because I haven't dropped it yet, but I wrote this song like 5 years ago and I still have to finish the last verse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you just aren't there yet.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't stress the music where it's like, all right, I'm gonna force it to finish it. I'd rather just pick something else up and finish something that I could finish and then come back to it because I make albums. I don't just make songs to release them. Like
no, and you know, your 2 songs that we played, they were each very different from each other.
And that's very telling to the project. So if you listen to the project that those songs are on in particular, it would make sense in the scheme of the rest of the songs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to look up. I gotta get that CD because I really
I'll
like
send
that
you
song.
the links.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that. But 5 years, right? You're just still waiting. So do you write everything in a notebook? Like, do you have a notebook you carry around? And
I don't. Or
you put it in your phone?
I have notebooks. I have phones. I have loose paper. I write on anything. That
yeah.
And it's probably better. Like this is just advice for any artist. Like write on paper because your phone. Technology, it could get lost.
My phone died. Like I can't even, like I know there's some jokes in there and I'll put them in the phone if I don't have paper. But, you know, it could be in my kitchen. There'd be like all these like small corner pieces of paper. And like at one point I had to go down and write them all in a notebook.
Like the good stuff, like the real good stuff that I'm attached to, I remember it. But like I've lost 2 or 3 albums.
Yeah.
Like, lost 2 or 3 albums.
You have to write it down. Like,
but I don't like dwell on it, but it's a lesson learned for sure.
It'll come back. Come back.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. Just like one day you'll be like, oh man, like that's right.
It might not be the same, but it's gonna come back.
It's something similar, even better, I bet.
Exactly.
So do you find your beats and then write your songs, or you write your songs, find your beats?
Yeah, I like to find the beat first just so I know the emotion of the track. Like I want the instrumentation to take me where I need to go. But there's also been situations where I write to a certain beat and I let the producer make the instrumentation around the words.
Yeah.
So again, there's really there's not one process. You know what I'm saying? Like there's many roads. As long as we get to that destination, that's all that matters, you know. But
I mean, I think you gave great advice to any musical performer out there with having the database where you can flip up your music, have a backup plan.
For sure.
Bringing too much music is better than not bringing enough. Being prepared, like you gave some great information out there.
And I care about this. There isn't one artist that I haven't met in the city or in life that can't say I gave them that didn't give them good advice of love from first interaction. Without me knowing who they are, knowing anything about them, I always give people the best advice I can give. So it's like, yeah, that's just part of who I am. You know, I want to see people thrive, and I want to see the city of Worcester thrive, and that's why I represent the city so hard.
Absolutely. So you are from Worcester. What is your favorite memory of Worcester?
Then that's tough. Because I have a lot of tragic memories that stick out more than the memorable ones. But not just being here with you, talking, having this conversation.
Oh man, like my new favorite artist. Listen, if you don't follow him, you better. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate the moment. You know, I don't like to dwell too much on the past, whether good or bad.
No, but favorite moment, like you don't have a skylight or.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that stick out, like pieces of art that stick out for me. Like I said, like a lot of the moments that I remember, like off the bat, like I think accomplishing things with going to Muzic Stadium and seeing my name on the wall.
Shut up! I didn't know your name was on there.
Stan Capitol Records, Danny Phantom, Kanan, our names are on the Muzic Stadium on the plaque on the ball. So we're immortalized in the city. You know, shout out to Pac-Man Ghost.
You are so humble.
Danny Phantom actually was the person that came up with Los Weapon's nickname for Muzic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I remember him telling me in the car when he told me that, yo, I just had this meeting. I'm like, yo, if they don't pick it, they're dumb. And Lord and behold, they ended up picking it. So like super victory for the team.
Wow, that is dope. That is so cool.
Like those are the memories that stick out to me. It's just like more like doing good things with the people I love.
Would you ever imagine that, like how you grew up? Like, did you think? No, I know, right? It's such an amazing thing, right?
Like when I grew up, I had like a psychiatrist diagnosed with ADHD. I was kicked out of school, elementary school. Like I was projected to be dead in jail, like for real.
Yeah, you're not. You're doing your damn thing.
For me, like knowing that, not a lot of people even know that about me because I'm so secluded. But like for me, it's like, man, I already won the championship, you know?
Yeah, you did.
At this point, I'm just stacking trophies.
And you were going to keep winning. You got to follow him. Thank you so much for coming in. Like, this was a great interview. We're going to be playing your music.
I appreciate you. I've been dying to get interviewed. Nobody reaches out to your boy, and I've been putting in tons of work. So I appreciate you for giving me the platform.
Absolutely. We appreciate you coming in. If anyone else has a platform that might want to get Jafet in with them on a podcast or whatever you have going on, he is open to that. We will be back next week. Thanks for tuning in. And one more thing. 3Gs next Thursday, 10 p.m. Comedy Arena. One of the comics is leaving with $250. You are listening to Stand Ups and Stand Outs with Thick Chick Comedy Serenity Jones on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
To the butt of the jokes. I ain't really trying to hang out. Cause now that I got my own show, I'm really trying to branch out. FM Unity Radio, yeah, 97.9. If you got the time to spend it with us, then come on, cause we'll be online. Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy, Thick Chick Comedy. Serenity Jones, Worcester's main, please just follow me.
Lost in space and time.